Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Christelle Martinet, and as announced on my normal channel, this is a scrying channel. And welcome. And since I didn't, I understood that not many people appreciate this form of divining, this art of divining, specific the reading and divining with crystals, I was suggested by two very, very close friends to open a different channel, a separate channel. And this first scrying session, in part, in the beginning, will be dedicated to them. I'll call them Miss H, I hope you'll be listening, and Miss S, and I will deal with them one at a time. Okay, I'll talk about first Miss H. Okay, we all know you've been under the weather and you've had your fair share of difficulties. You'll be back home in about 2 days, if not tomorrow. You know, they may send you home tomorrow, but at best 2 days after that. You've just received a very welcome visit. And it's a very fortunate, you know, when something terribly negative happens, we always ask ourselves, why? Why does this happen? Out of the blue, you know, out of the blue. Now you have your answer. This recent visit is going to start a completely different, I don't want to say a new life. I have to get used to the camera. I hope I didn't block you out too long. As I was saying, Miss H, this visit was going to start, I don't want to say a new life, but it's very, very similar to something that you will feel as if it were a new chapter in your life, a new chapter in your life. I'm getting a message, a very important message. Please weigh all of the options. Weigh all of the options because use your memory and try to remember the days when you were happiest and when you really felt that you knew. You just felt happiness all around you. Remember those days and try to weigh those days in with what is happening to you right now. Be patient, right? Be patient with this person. There's a lot of light coming from this person. There's so much light coming from him. So much light. He's open. He has light to give. He shines light on others. This is a beautiful presence for you, a beautiful presence. You'll be on your feet in no time, and he will help you with this. He will morally help you with that and physically help you with that. There's an abundance of joy. Now, I wanted to say one thing, that this occurred, all of these negative occurrences have begun around the full moon is of the 31st, so this area around the full moon, and not only, you have been told that you have negative energy around you. Okay. There are a number of ways. There is a woman who brought them your way, brought this negative energy your way. You can contain that. And remember what you have been told. Think of yourself in a large green balloon. Think of yourself in a large green balloon. All right, this is for Miss H. Get well. Now, I have another message here. I have another reading to do. I'll call it a reading for Miss S. Miss S, another very close friend of mine. Now, similarly, I have to say, similarly, the negative moments, the negative days, the negative nights that have been, the negative presences that have been populating your nights and your days have begun quite recently. But again, I have to say that it has to do with this full moon session, this full moon days that are coming up, that it's not by chance that we're feeling drawn and called and compelled. It will pass. Now, there's another, there's something else that I'm seeing, that it will slowly dissipate. The energy that you're feeling now will slowly dissipate into the month of August, and it will take about 10 days into the month, 10 days into the month of August, give or take a day, but before the new moon, where you'll start feeling lighter. Okay, not all of your problems will be solved, of course not. You have issues, you have ideas, you have desires and wants that are fundamental in this period, okay? But you'll tend to put them on the back burner because you'll be attending to something else. You'll be attending to other things. Miss S. Yes, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, we know that. We all know that. But there is specifically coming up, and not very far off, as I said, into August. 10 days, probably not more than that. And there also is going to, you're going to have a chance meeting with a person who initially does not rub you the right way, let me use that expression, and but a very intelligent person, it seems to you, a very intelligent person, a person who knows his mind, a person who speaks his mind, and a person who does not hide behind his words. He actually, is very direct, very straightforward, sort of rubs you, like I say, the wrong way. And you put him in, you write his name in a notepad of all the people that you don't like. Okay, this is your first impression. It will be a very close friend. You will become friends. Very, very dear friends. Very, very dear friends. And this person will allow you to see all of your desires, your wants, and the things that you have obsessed about lately. He will not invite you, but he will sort of make you think of them differently. He'll just have some way about him, the things that he says, his own personal experiences will make you see your own experience in a different way, your own obsessions, your own ideas, your own desires in a different way. So that is Miss S. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the full moon is coming up, and typically for rites of passage, I have Scryed in my other channel, but I'm going to initiate this new channel with looking into this crystal and seeing what can we expect around this full moon. And as I said in the beginning, in the introduction and in the announcement on my other channel, I would like to be doing these more regularly, if not every day. But these next few days, I'll need a little bit of time to get organized. But I'd like to talk about the full moon here. So this will be these next coming up days. There are two sides to this moon. As my two friends, Miss S and Miss H, have felt recently, a very, very strong negative pull, this calling, you know, almost being bothered by this magnetic pull, and swaying you away from your interests, from your desires to move somewhere else, to look at something else. There is another side to the moon's energy, the full moon's energy, and it's a very creative full moon. Now I'm saying this independent of any other messages that you may have heard, or we might have heard from other channels, other astrologers. The other side to this moon is a very creative one. It's charged with creativity. This is an invitation to those who can to tap into that, use this energy positively. You'll never regret it. And if you can't use it immediately, the energy that you get, any messages that you get, directly or indirectly, take notes and go back to them occasionally to remember what your the inspiration was, what messages you did receive, and your ideas. Put them down. And you will have more than one, those of you who get hit by the moon this way. Unfortunately, the others who do feel this pull and are being drawn back and forth and feel that you really can't even stand on your feet, meditate. Meditate. Hold the crystals around you. Meditate. It will pass. Again, to the inspiration. There's so much inspiration. There's so much inspiring light here that if you are one of those people who does feel that inspiration and the creative spark, again, please take notes. Please tape your voice. Take a record of what you're feeling, what you're hearing, because you'll need that when you want to develop your plans. Those of you who are having trouble, who are being pulled left and right, again, similar to what I said to my friends Miss H and Miss S, it will take the time that moves on toward the new moon for you to become settled again. Try to immerse yourself into basins of water, fresh water if you can, natural water, not only a shower. If you can go into the ocean or a lake or a spring water, try to keep your body in that flowing water. Even if you can't, just your feet would do. It's fresh. There's something fresh. You need to concentrate on something that is new. It's about to be born, actually. There is a new birth here. There is new birth for those of you who have a creative streak and do feel the pull towards creativity. There is birth. You're giving birth to something. Those of you who are feeling the pull negatively, remember that it will pass. And if you too can take notes of what has occurred to you and what is populating your dreams, do that for you to remember. It's a teaching, a lesson. This is an extremely powerful moon, 31st, in more ways than one, as we've seen. There's that creative streak, but there's also that swaying and pulling. Um, I'm brought to say you need to be grounded, but that's not enough. The grounding process can take many different forms. Um, if you can do things that you remember from your childhood that you enjoyed, okay, I'm thinking, you know, saying stupid things, just what comes to mind is eating ice cream, you know, um, going for a walk in a particular park, being with specific friends, doing stupid things, making, when I was young, I used to make mud pies with water and dust and dirt and throw them at the wall in my yard. Things that, and things, and look at the art that came trickling down, things that will bring you backwards to your childhood, things, innocence, to the innocence, the moment of innocence. If you can remember that, please try to do that. And again, a basin of water, immerse yourself, both whether you are feeling the creative pull or whether you are being pulled negatively, beyond your control almost, it feels. There's also something else needed here. This is a moment, I'm going to use the word sacred. It's a sacred personal moment. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you individually. It's such an important moment of change and of taking stock. And I'm going to use the words, again, a rite of passage. This is an important moment. There needs to be a ritualistic type of something that you do for yourself. I'm brought to think of an altar, in the religious sense, altar, some form of an area in your home that for you becomes sacred. Okay, if you can set off just a few inches, a place where you could put something that you yourself feel is so sacred, do that. And go back regularly, touch the things that you keep there, look at them, talk to them. Okay, this is something that's a personal space that you need to create. And it is lively, okay? We're not talking here about just negativity here, the negative pull back and forth. This happens when you are either in a moment where you really need healing, when you've been obsessive, when you are just overwhelmed with things that have been happening in your life, all of a sudden that someone else takes charge and your energy is being pulled left and right, right? For others who have a bit more stability and are feeling that creative pull, do take advantage. It is a playful moment where you can allow yourself to play and become even more creative. But again, I'm suggesting two things, very important things, two things. One is the form of diary, writing what happens to you, both negatively and positively, and the ideas that that come up, and the creation of a personal space where things, it could be anything, a locket from a deceased relative, your first child's tooth that fell out, you know, it could be anything that is so important to you, or a number of mixed things. Also some form of fragrance that can be added. This is something you need to reawaken the senses. This is a moment around this full moon that is conducive to redefining your personal space, your personal really being, what the real core of you signifies to you. And looking deep, create that space, take those notes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop here. Namaste. It was a pleasure to scry with you, and thank you for welcoming me into your views. I do appreciate it. There will be more coming up. I'll have to take a few days to get settled and get started. I love scrying with you. Until we meet again, until we scry again, until it's scrying time again. Au revoir.